Well, let's see, we got about 7 minutes left. What can we blow in 7 minutes?
So I established the label basically as a means of releasing my own music. And also because at the time no one was really interested in releasing my music, so I thought I might as well do it myself.
I first came in contact with Unexpected Records when Unexpected Records didn't exist yet. My cousin was at school with Philly Perquisite, and she asked me if a friend of hers could call me up because he was experimenting with a little PC in his bedroom, and he'd made some beats and he wanted to know if I would join in.
That's just great when working with someone who's like that musical. You can just, he didn't prepare at all. It was just like he heard everything at first sight and just started to play.
And I sat on his bed and I had to play really softly because of the neighbors. So it was a very special experience, and I didn't really expect anything big to come out of it. But he decided to print it on vinyl and start up Unexpected Records, out of nowhere EP.
Totally unexpectedly, this first release with Benjamin was sold out within like a month or so, and we did a second pressing and third pressing, and in the end we did like 20 pressings.
He didn't have any idea of like, well, maybe it will cost me money, maybe I will lose money or anything. Like all the record companies, they're all worried about money and everything. He just went and did it, and I thought it was fantastic.
Herman on sax.
So next came Metropolis, which basically was this like collaboration of 3 producers and 3 MCs.
The alter ego that I keynote, CeeMajor for short, CM. Keep many of my vision in prison. My poetry leads them to freedom, treat them heathen.
Philly Perquisite basically came into existence from Metropolis because that was the first project we really worked together. So after that Metropolis project, we really felt this connection, and then we decided to make another EP together with the 2 of us.
Yeah. Let me at it, baby. Let me at it, baby. I just want some of the want some of the you let me at it, baby.
So when Pete and I started to work on the Mindstate album, we were just like these 2 guys working from a bedroom, making the music they wanted to make. We felt like we had total creative freedom because, first of all, there were no expectations from no one. Second of all, the album was going to be released on my own label. So in that part we also had like total creative control.
Cause man, my days been through freaking rushes for this, so I'm until the night and call my freaking mess.
It grew pretty fast, so we started to do like gigs for like maybe 100 people in Amsterdam, and then like a year later already we were playing like these 1,500 people venues, and another year later we were already like doing club tours in Germany and Switzerland and France.
Hun eerste album Mindstate werd bejubeld tot in Japan aan toe.
Mr. V repeats. Mr. V repeats. Mr. V repeats. Mr. V repeats. What if I never went and smoked that first spliff? What if I never gave Sam that first kiss?
We're at the Melkweg right now with Philly Perquisite. We did the last Mindstate show over here. We did the first Mystery Pete show over here and also our very last show.
Ze zijn super succesvol en maken nog absoluut geen uitgebluste indruk. Maar toch gaven Piet, Philly en Perquisite gisteravond hun afscheidsconcert in de Melkweg.
So I started working with Pete, and it was just at the time that Pete started working with Peter. At that point I was just producing for MCs, so it made sense that we worked together. But Pete started saying that I should do a solo record, and I always thought that was a really bad idea, but he kept saying it. So after a while I started working on my first EP. I've seen a lot of really boring electronic shows, so I wanted to bring something that could keep your attention. So you usually look up to a booth and you see somebody's head and shoulders, and the rest is like a mystery. And I wanted to make sure that people could see what I'm doing here is what's making the music that you're hearing. Before, Philly Perquisite had a lot of success in Japan. The record they released on Unexpected got picked up by P-Vine Records in Japan and released there. By signing to Unexpected, there was a way to get my music to Japan as well. And I didn't expect much of it, but I remember it got released there a little earlier than in Europe. And I think 3 days after the release, we got an email from them saying, we don't know why, but the record is totally sold out here, so we need to reprint.
So I think it's always good to collaborate with other labels because they know their local markets better, and also they invest their knowledge and money into the projects, and it gives me time to also keep being active as a composer and not being fully working on the business side of things all the time. And after that I started working on my solo album, and I think that came in 2010 across. It was like an album on which I worked with 12 different Dutch vocalists.
When you feel it's time to move, flat bird, spread your wings and fly. When you feel that your hope is gone, kiss the sky, spread your wings and just fly away.
As we can see, Unexpected Records, along all these years, has developed a lot and jumped a lot from one genre to another, varying from very jazzy to very, very hip-hop, rap-based stuff to a very, very melancholic album. Well, I came in contact with Peter, actually, with Perquisite, because I think I sang along to some jazz songs at a jam session in Amsterdam. Peter just approached me and said, we need to record a track together. It felt really freeing to work with someone completely different, from a completely different background, also musically. And we could just speak out in the open, speak up and say whatever we thought and felt.
So Unexpected Records has always been like a vehicle to release my own music, but also to release other artists that I like. And right now I'm working with this artist called Jean-Guy McCroy. He's a really talented singer-songwriter. I am involved in that project as a producer.
I was really excited when Peter showed interest in working together with me because it was a label, and I always dreamed of working professionally with people that believed in my music and that wanted to make something great. And I have a feeling that Peter really believes in my music, and the creative process is also really inspiring because there's lots of freedom and we try lots of stuff, and it was a blast working together.
Dipping all his lies in sugar, feeding off the blood of lovers, crowding all the corners of his mind are shadows. He's suffering while the monster comes alive. In my life, and that's a fact. I'm so grateful for all of the love that I've gotten, even when cats act hateful and rotten. It ain't forgotten, but I'm grateful for the negative, cause through my music I can turn it into something positive. I guess that's how I live, I guess that's how I give my love through this track, so please remember that.